Good morning, everybody. Hold on one second. We are working to... Oh, my God. Oh, my God. All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the party. I have no idea if you can hear me. Let me know in chat. We've got several issues. There's like a catastrophic failure going on right now. So just bear with me. Let me know if you can hear me, first of all, so we can like get this sorted out. And then secondly, dude, why is this not working now? All right, there we go. Holler at me. Let me know. Audio for music was good. Got audio. Okay, so, dude, even my sound, dude, my Stream Deck, my soundboard, my camera, everything is Hot Mess Express. Okay, so this changes my audio in my headphones somehow. Let's see what we got here. I should be playing a little bit of music at a certain level. According to the mixing board, it's only going down to my ears. So, oh my God, bro. All right, we're gonna work through this together, okay? All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the party. Let's run it. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the party. Today is Tuesday, August 19th, 2025. This is episode 944 of your Simply Cyber Daily Cyber Threat Brief podcast. I am your host, Dr. Gerald Auger, and this is absolutely executing disaster recovery. Music super loud. You know what? We're just not going to do the music because I can't tell. I literally, my earpiece here has it playing super soft. Some people are screaming it's loud, like Elliot Matisse. Gary says it's good. So I really don't know how to, I can't. So today we're going to do it a little different. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the party. This is what business continuity looks like. Started the show up. Monitors didn't work. Had to restart my whole computer. Then the mixing board doesn't work. So I had to swap that out. Now we're live and I can't hear audio levels and stuff. So the good news is that the music has been turned off. Thank you, Ms. Kathy Chambers, producer of Daily Cyber Threat Brief. Guys, let's just get into the show. Good morning, everybody. This is the Daily Cyber Threat Brief. If you're looking...
Did we just become best friends?
Yep. Hey, thanks, Eric Myers, for the super chat. Good to see you here in the low country. Good morning, everyone. Let's have it a great day. I'm with you, buddy. Listen, guys, check it out now. If you're looking for the top daily cyber threat news of the day alongside expert analysis, you've come to the right place. That's basically what we're doing here alongside all of my friends in the Simply Cyber community. It's all about good times. It's all about support, inclusion, and empowerment. And it's all about getting the job done, even if it is at 80% capacity. The good news is I've got 100% of a French press coffee pot going here. So we're gonna crack on and be all right. Now, I want to let everybody know, if today's your first episode, I apologize in advance. The show is a little bit more punchy normally, but this is what we're going to be doing. So drop a hashtag first timer in chat. I do have a special sound effect, and I do have a special emote for you, first timer. So just let us know with a hashtag first timer in chat. I also want you to know that every single episode, even this episode 944 of the Simply Cyber Daily Cyber Threat Brief podcast, is worth excuse me, half a CPE. So say what's up in chat, grab a screenshot of the chat right there and just file it away. Once a year, count up those screenshots, divide by 2. And when you get to the end of the year and you've got to figure out how many CPEs you have, you just count up the screenshots, divide by 2, and that's the magic number. You can get up to 120 CPEs a year from this show alone, which is more than you need for any certification that I'm aware of out there that you need to maintain. We got it going on. The Cyborg Hub. Welcome to the party, pal.
Welcome to the party, pal.
All those first-timers in chat, let us know. And if you're a Team SC member, squad member, go ahead and drop that John McClane emote. Thank you, Rick Kelly up in the Midlands, Robert Hendrickson, as always, Devin Grady, my man. Good to see you. Chris Malden, first-timer. Welcome to the party, Chris.
Welcome to the party, pal.
I'm going to have to figure out how to make that Stream Deck louder. All right, guys, before we get into it, let me say thanks and shout out to the stream sponsors, those who enable me to bring this show to you in any capacity, starting with my good friend Eric Taylor and the crew at Barricade Cyber Solutions. But I specifically want to let you know about their Fortify 365 solution. Now, you can go to fortify365.com right now. There's links in the description below. But why would you want to do that? Listen, if you're running in Microsoft 365 tenant, right, for your business, a lot of businesses are doing that. It's very easy to spin up. It's very priced affordably, right? You pay per license, pay what you need, scale up, scale down, all those good things. Well, what you may not know is that Microsoft 365 actually comes with a lot of configurable security controls that are not configured by default. Now, the Fortified 365 solution, Eric Taylor and his team take their huge brains and they apply best practices, knowledges, experience, things they've seen out in the field to configure your environment to be secure while still maintaining operational capability. And believe me, you want someone who knows what they're doing with M365 and configuration. You only need go back in the history books and look at gold, like Retina's gold disk, or even look at CIS baselines. If you take the baseline, if you configure all the controls, your system will basically be unusable. So there is a happy medium in there of configuring controls, and Eric Taylor and his team know what they are. So go to fortify365.com, fortify365.com right now to see what's up. Also want everybody to know about Antisyphon training and their Blue Team Summit that's just around the corner, August 27th, 8 days from today, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Time. What is the Blue Team Summit? The Blue Team Summit is a virtual conference that's available for everybody at zero cost, and it's designed to have relevant talks from great speakers to help level you up and help build community. Now, as a special situation here, I'm well aware that half of the Blue Team Summit's speakers, the schedule for the day, are Simply Cyber community members. So just absolutely love it, love it, love it. One, because I think it's great for our community to roll deep. Secondly, it just shows how people are taking action on engaging and delivering value into networks and leveling themselves up. I'm telling you, all those people who are speakers, you're going to get value from making that choice. And just public speaking, I literally gave a talk. It's on the channel, Simply Cyber YouTube channel, on the power and value of speaking at conferences. And all of them were doing it. I absolutely love it. Holler at you. All right, it is Tuesday, which means it's a Tidbits Tuesday, which means we're going to be cracking on some interesting stuff about me to see if it vibes with you. Maybe you guys have similar interests. Many of you know I hate sour cream. I love golden age hip hop. In other types of things, I've got a Tidbits Tuesday for you today. That's going to it's a double shot. Woo! Double shot Tidbits Tuesday today. So giddy up on that. As always, we're going to just do a quick little Threat Locker ad read, and then we're going to get right into the news. So holla! There we go. I want to give some love to the daily cyber threat brief sponsor, Threat Locker. Do zero-day exploits and supply chain attacks keep you up at night? Well, worry no more. You can harden your security with Threat Locker. Worldwide, companies like JetBlue trust Threat Locker to secure their data and keep their business operations flying high. Threat Locker takes a deny-by-default approach to cybersecurity and provides a full audit of every action allowed or blocked for risk management and compliance. Onboarding and operation is fully supported by their US-based Cyber Heroes support team. Get a free 30-day trial and learn more about how Threat Locker can help prevent ransomware and ensure compliance. Visit threatlocker.com/dailycyber. All right, here we go. We're going to see how the podcast sounds. All right, guys, sit back, relax, and let's let the cool sounds of the hot news. By the way, can you hear the sound effects too? I should have asked that. Let me know if you can hear the sound effects. Malware Trini says didn't have the link. While I'm waiting to see if you guys can hear the sound effects, I will drop a link to that Blue Team Summit for you right now, Malware Trini. There we go. Oh my God. Get out, sour cream. Get out of here, Elliot. All right, here we go. At malware Trini. There's your link. All right. Can you guys hear the sound effects, please? I see Eric Taylor's head in the green room. Sound effects are good. All right. Ugh. Sour cream. Nasty. Let's go. Dude, like everything is broke. I need like a full system restart here.
From the CISO series, it's cybersecurity headlines.
Let me know if I got
These
a pump.
are the cybersecurity headlines for Tuesday, August 19th, 2025. I'm Rich Straffolino. Workday confirms data breach. Over the weekend, the human resources technology giant confirmed that threat actors accessed a third-party customer relationship database, obtaining personal information. This database typically stores contact information, so names, emails, and phone numbers were likely exposed. The company said there's no indication of access to customer tenants in the breach, but didn't entirely rule it out. No word on which third party was breached, but given the recent swath of Salesforce-hosted databases targeted, it wouldn't be surprising to see another. Workday added a no index tag to its blog post disclosing the breach, so it didn't surface in search.
All right. Hey, really quick, Adele Snow. I didn't see the update, but I see the Wrecking Ball emotes. Congratulations, Adele Snow, on scoring that gig.
I came in like a wrecking
Oh yeah, Wrecking Ball, Adele Snow. Remember, there is a video on the channel for destroying your first 90 days at your new job if you're looking for a little inspiration and a little guidance. All right, Workday is a massive one of these gig economy services, I'm pretty sure, right? And yeah, one of the largest providers of human resources technology, right, has confirmed a data breach. Pretty much the worst example of like where a PII data breach would be devastating. They got confirmed a data breach. Hackers stole personal information from one of its third-party customer relationship databases. It's kind of interesting. You don't typically see this. This is just a funny play on words. If you know me for a minute, you know that I like words. I guess I'm a nerd, but this really is customer relationships, but also relationship databases, or it's typically relational databases, but it's just kind of funny. You don't typically see the word relation before it. Let's see. They don't know who the hackers are. It was all data exfil. There's no indication whether it's cyber criminal or advanced persistent threat actors like nation state sponsored. And dude, so here's the deal. Workday is used by a lot of businesses, and it's all just PII. Now, there's two things going on here. One, this is third-party supply chain risk. And I want to point something out. I actually am giving a talk this Friday in Columbia to the state of South Carolina. The focus of my talk is on securing the supply chain. But dude, I'm telling you right now, like nobody is looking at Workday a week ago or a month ago or whatever and being like, nope, too risky, way too risky. Like everybody and their cousin is going to use Workday. So there's no third-party questionnaire that was going to stop you from doing this. Second item, this is our information. This is Christopher Ryan Rains, Eric Taylor, Malware Trini, Devin Grady, Jerry Auger. It's all of our information. So the impact, and just to be like objective and passionless about it, if you think about it, yes, it sucks because Google, Cisco, all these like players that use Workday for HR type stuff are going to be bummed out that, hey, like we use you and you suffered a data breach. But what is the actual impact, right? For Google, for example, a bunch of people who they do business with got their data breach from Workday. So like this doesn't impact Google's ability to do search. This isn't preventing Gemini. This isn't espionage. They're not poisoning LLMs. It's literally like me and you's personal information. So you and I are the ones who are at risk of being further social engineered or compromised or having that data weaponized in a way that results in fraud or exploitation in some way, either digital or straight up like extortion, like whatever it is, you and I are the victims here. So it sucks that it used to be a big deal around PII and such, but now it happens so frequently that I feel like we as the royal we of just PII data breach victims are just beat down. Literally, I make jokes all the time about, oh, I've got, whatever amount of identity theft protections, throw it on the tire fire. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens. I mean, is Workday here? I'll tell you what, you want to look at brass tacks and the real deal. Check this out. This is always a good metric. Let's look at Workday. So if you're listening on audio, I've pulled up Workday's stock price. And when was this attack? Okay, so they published this last Friday. Okay, so they published this last Friday. So that would be August 14th or whatever. If you look at the stock price, okay, I'm looking at a 1 month run on the stock price. This is not a financial channel. I'm not offering financial advice. I'm just telling you what I do. They suffered a massive data breach. All of our information's out. It happened. I mean, obviously this looks like some insider trading, just dumping on the expectation that the price is going to go in the tank. But this happened before it became public. So since it became public, the price has gone up from $221 a share to $231. So it went up 5% in stock value since the news came out. So yeah, this isn't going to affect Workday. This isn't going to affect Google. This doesn't affect corporate. This affects me and you. And that's just the sad truth of it. So although don't miss an opportunity to work this into a tabletop exercise and talk about how much the mail, like the stamps, the postage is going to cost to mail everyone letters, the cost of lawyers, the cost of third-party incident responders. Like there are expenses that Workday is going to have to own, but reputational harm and value of the company isn't one of them. Bro, all right.
An alliance to unify post-quantum cryptography. Late last week, IBM Consulting, Keyfactor, Quantinuum, and Thales announced the Quantum Safe 360 Alliance, which will provide enterprises with post-quantum cryptography assessments and mitigations using their combined resources. This largely formalizes existing individual contractual relationships between the four companies. The new alliance released a white paper with their launch announcement detailing best practices for crypto agility, which it defined as the ability to swiftly adopt and implement quantum-safe cryptographic standards that can evolve and adapt to emerging challenges.
All right, hey, really quick, Cyborg Hub. This is kind of cool, man. Like we're having a business continuity episode today. Cyborg Hub was a first timer about 10 minutes ago.
Welcome to the party.
Now Cyborg Hub is a squad member. Heck yeah, buddy. Thanks and welcome to the party. All right, so quantum agility, add that to your bingo card for 2025. Ugh, I want to throat punch that term. And I just heard about it, okay? So quantum agility, our ability to adapt to quantum needs. Guys, my Aunt Dorothea is clicking on janky-looking phishing emails, okay? I'm not super sweaty about quantum safety at my work, okay? Here's the reality. Quantum computers are here. We have quantum resistant encryption algorithms at NIST. Quantum computers are going to be able to crack like AES encrypted data. So if you are basically vacuuming up, hoovering up. I don't even know if Hoover still makes vacuums, but that used to be the term back in my day, right? Back in Eric Taylor's day. So hoovering up all this data, they'll be able to crack it eventually. But quantum computers, the big thing with quantum computers is that you have to get it like basically to 0 Kelvin, like right above 0 Kelvin, because the atomic state needs to be like basically not moving or else the whole thing goes to hell. So that's the challenge. It's not the technology. So you're not going to see Windows Quantum at Best Buy anytime soon, okay? With AI blowing up the way it is, honestly, to me, for my money, if there was like two camps, which I'm gonna, for this straw man argument, I'm gonna make it up. If there's one camp that's like worried and focused on AI and AI integration and the impact on society on AI, and the other camp is on quantum computing, I mean, for my money, dude, I'm getting in the AI bus and I'm strapping in like both like lap belt and shoulder harness for the AI one. The quantum one is interesting and it's very cool, but like I don't know. I think we're a bit away from it. Like by the time post quantum cryptography happens in 2030, if it truly does happen, AI is going to be like full tilt. Like we'll be able to use AI to use quantum computers. Okay, so I will say, to me, this is the final thing I'll say about this. For me, cryptography is one of the domains that we at cyber professionals need to be considerate of, and we do need to make sure that we're using unbroken or strong encryption algorithms. But dude, like WPA2 for your wireless, AES 256 for your data at rest and stuff, PKI, all the things. Like I don't know, maybe in my estimate, like the people who are really into crypto are really into cryptography and math, right? And then like they're like their own like sub faction of cybersecurity. For me, does it check the boxes? Is it still approved? Yes, move forward. So I'm not super geeked up about this, but we'll see. As far as like what do you need to do at work today, August 19th, 2025? Nothing. This isn't going to change anything that you're doing. AI is much more relevant for what you need to do today, tomorrow, etc.
New Chinese threat actor targeting Taiwan. Researchers at Cisco Talos identified this new group, designated UAT 7237. The group successfully accessed a Taiwanese web host targeting VPN access and cloud infrastructure from its customers. This is part of a larger focus on long-term access and data theft. The researchers found signs of the group being active since 2022, likely a subgroup of UAT 5918, which mainly focused on espionage operations in Taiwan. This offshoot uses open source tools in its attacks, like a customized version of shellcode loader. Serial hacker sentenced to 20 months.
All right, hold on. My Stream Deck doesn't work in many capacities. I like really quick. I'm actually feeling pretty good about how the show's going, considering how many failures there were here. I mean, we're not quite that Mark Wahlberg movie where he worked on the oil rig. We're not quite there yet, but it's a pretty big hot mess express over in here. All right, so dude, China's attacking Taiwan. Like, welcome. Welcome to 2025. China's attacking everybody. Now, specifically Taiwan, they don't actually see as a country. They see it as, I think, Taipei. It's kind of crazy what's going on over there. But China has gotten very good at, well, they're number one, in my opinion, at espionage. But number two, they're very good at breaking into government systems, critical infrastructure, with the objective of establishing long-term footholds and long-term persistence. And it sounds like that's what they're doing here. Now, they are attacking, it says they're attacking web hosting services in the title, but as you can see in the actual story, this is happening at the same time that they're attacking critical infrastructure, etc. Why would you attack web hosting services? Now, for me as a GRC dork or whatever, like what I think of immediately here is I kind of put on a CISO hat and think from the business side of what does this do? Because like, yes, the obvious thing, you can change the wallpaper or you can change the graphic that the index.html, and you could put a goatsy ASCII art and be a real peckerhead. You could do that, but that's not what China's going to do. So what are we actually worried about? Well, they can manipulate data that is on these sites. Specifically, I'm thinking of news sites and communication vehicles, right? So now if there is just imagine, if you will, that there is some type of escalated incident in Taiwan, and the news, people go to the web to look up stuff, and those services are compromised. So you go to google.com and it redirects you to, because they could control DNS if you're not using your own DNS resolvers or you're pointing to a different DNS resolver. If you're just using the ISP, that's hosting the web services, right? Again, I don't know if it's the ISP or if it's just web hosting services like WordPress, but I'm assuming ISP. They can control the narrative, right? Oh, hey, nothing to see here, nothing going on, or something even worse, like this political leader has changed their tune, or this political leader has fled the country, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So when you can kind of control the masses and the flow of information, it can be quite devastating and a really powerful tool in the misinformation, disinformation toolbox. So for me and my money, that's actually what's happening here. Also, of course, when you establish a foothold into an environment, you can move laterally within the environment. So I don't know what these critical infrastructure web hosting services are connected to, but if they are government systems, there is potential that could lead to further compromise. Typically, ISPs are, at least in the United States, ISPs are private sector. We don't have like a U.S. ISP as far as I know. But yeah, Cisco Talos is doing the work. I will tell you, I'm still digging out from Black Hat. This is just like a fun little spinoff. Real Bilbo was there, and Mrs. Auger was actually there. I actually attended a live tabletop exercise hosted by Cisco Talos at Black Hat in like some swanky hotel suite thing. It was kind of cool. But the best part was, it was Joe Marshall hosting it, which I had no idea. When I walked into this thing, I had no idea what I was going to expect. Joe Marshall was hosting it, and he was using Black Hills Information Security's backdoors and breaches. And I got to tell you, he's coming on Simply Cyber Firesides. If I can manage it, I'm going to try to get Joe Marshall to be our dungeon master for a backdoors and breaches incident, because between his baritone voice and his deep knowledge of like active incidents, he can spin a yarn, if you will, or whip a tale up pretty good. So yeah, anyways, I like Cisco Talos. I like Joe Marshall a lot, but I like Cisco Talos. Also was Mick Baccio, global security advisor at Cisco. He's going to come on Firesides as well. So look out for the schedule for Firesides. I messaged like 25 people and they all said, let's rock. So we've got quite the upcoming schedule for Firesides.
Sadly, this story has nothing to do with General Mills or the RS-232 standard. Rather, a 26-year-old UK man received this sentence after pleading guilty to a variety of cybercrime charges. This includes hacking into over 3,000 sites, including accessing the website for the Yemen Ministry of Foreign Affairs, deploying vulnerability scanners on Yemeni government sites, accessing admin pages for Israeli live news, and stealing personal data on millions of Facebook, Netflix, and PayPal users. In many cases, the attacks also included defacing sites with political and religious messages. He was arrested back in 2022 based on information received from U.S. law enforcement and pleaded guilty on March 17th.
Jesus, man. What a wasted talent. So this guy's like a loose cannon. He didn't have any ideology. He didn't have any nation state affiliation. It doesn't sound like he was trying to commit a financial cybercrime. He was linked to Spider Team and Yemen Cyber Army, so there is a little bit of ideological motivation, but it sounds like this guy was just like he was like Bruce Almighty on the keyboard with all the fingers. He's just hacking all the things. Calls him a serial hacker. And basically, he sounds like he was pretty talented pen tester, just not properly controlled. Makes me think, this is a bit of a deep cut, but I am rereading Wheel of Time right now. Makes me think of an Aes Sedai who wasn't identified early and just kind of like evolved on their own and turned into a hot mess express. That's a very deep cut, but if you have read the Wheel of Time series, you'll know exactly what I'm saying. This dude stole 4 million Facebook users' passwords. He stole people's passwords for Netflix and PayPal. He defaced sites. This guy's like a throwback to 1995. You know what I mean? Like, just, hey, get ready, Space Tacos, to drink. They said serial hacker. It makes me think of, Hold on. Don't forget about right here, Matthew Lillard's character in the 1995 movie Hackers, Serial, Cereal, Serial like Captain Crunch, serial killer. Just a throwback to yesteryear. Yeah, anyways. I mean, this dude, what do you think's going to happen? You know what's too bad? What's really too bad is all this dude had to do was go on HackerOne or BugCrowd, and he could have got paid instead of just like losing his cookies and going bananas on everything.
And now a huge thanks to our episode sponsor, Conveyor. If the thought of logging into a portal questionnaire makes you want to throw your laptop away, you're not alone. Most solutions just give you a browser extension to copy and paste answers, still leaving hours of manual work. With Conveyor, you don't have to slog through it yourself. Just open the portal and Conveyor's AI will scroll through each page, find the questions, and fill in answers for you, start to finish. Spend less time battling portals and more time on the work that matters. Learn more at conveyor.com. That's CONVEYOR.com.
All right.
Bragg humbled.
Hold on, calm down. All right, so we're going to do this right now. I'm going to manually adjust the volume via Spotify app. So let me know. Eric Taylor, I can see your head. So it just, basically, can you nod if the volume's good where I can talk over it? Here we go. All right, here we go. We're lowering. All right, I'm getting the thumbs up, I think. Either that or it's a middle finger. It's really a small window, so. I see you, Eric. All right, hey, y'all. Holler at you. Dude, thank you so very much for being here. All you first-timers, appreciate you sticking with us. I hope you're enjoying the program. I got to tell you, this is what real looks like. I try to make the show polished and cool, but at the same time, I live in reality alongside you, so crap happens sometimes. I want to say shout out to the stream sponsors, Barricade Cyber with their Fortified 365, Antisyphon with their Blue Team Summit, Threat Locker with their everything, and Delete Me. Hold on, let's get our Delete Me on here, and then we're going to do Tidbits Tuesday. All right, yo, check it out. Delete Me makes it easy, quick, and safe to remove your personal data online at a time when surveillance and data breaches are common enough to make everyone vulnerable. Data brokers make a profit off your data. Your data is a commodity, and anyone on the web can buy your private details. This can lead to identity theft, phishing attempts, harassment, but now you can protect your privacy with Delete Me. As someone with an active online presence, privacy... Thank you, Amish Brain. Hold on. As someone with an active online presence, privacy is really important to me. I have kids, I have a wife, and I don't want to have to hide your wife, hide your kids, like Anton Dobson said. I want to be able to pick and choose who knows where my home address is, what my personal phone number is. I'm already dealing with people blowing up my phone and telemarketers. I don't want to invite that additionally. So having my personal data scrubbed from these data broker sites that are selling it is really nice. Take control of your data like I have. Keep your private life private by signing up for Delete Me. Now at a special discount for our listeners. Get 20% off your Delete Me plan when you go to joindeleteme.com/simplycyber. Use promo code simplycyber at checkout. The only way to get 20% off is to go to joindeleteme.com/simplycyber. Enter code simplycyber at checkout. That's joindeleteme.com/simplycyber, code simplycyber. Come on now, get out of here. All right. Every single day of the week. There's Anton Dobson. I love it. Thank you so much. I forgot he was in there.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Oh my God. Back when we were young spring children, right? When E-Bombs World was kicking it, drink. When early YouTube was just like messes. All right, guys. Hey, Tidbits Tuesday every single day of the week has a special segment. And on Tuesdays, I like to share a little tidbit about me and kind of see where we're at. I got to tell you guys, I try to play video games occasionally. I do enjoy it. I grew up as a very much a video game kid. Got my Nintendo at 8. It was a life-altering moment. And played Tekken throughout high school competitively. And, dude, Battlefield 6 is baited this weekend, and I played it. Oh, my God. If you haven't played Battlefield 6 and you like Battlefield 3 or 4... it is a callback to yesteryear. And if you need a medic to run around, because I suck at first-person shooter games, so I just run around, I literally just run around with like defibrillator paddles and I like resurrect people. So if you're looking for a healer that is terrible at shooting guns, I'm your guy on a Tidbits Tuesday. Also, quick shout out, if you have children, you might be able to resonate with this. I have a 13-year-old who plays Fortnite. He's very good at first-person shooters. And I was like, hey, why don't you download Battlefield 6? It's free right now all weekend, and we can squad up and play together. It'll be fun. And it's the first time I've ever had this kind of reaction. Okay. Maybe no. I thought we were gonna have a thing, Grayson, but no. He, for what it's worth, he did attempt to install it right at the very end, but yeah. So, anyways, Battlefield 6 and video games for the win. Let's go ahead and get our la la la's on. Alpha Sierra knows it. Roswell UK. Guys, we're going to have a Team SC squad. Haircut Fish squatted up with me. Get your la la la's on. Let's go. Hey, really quick, Dark Iceman, who was my main in Tekken? It depends on the situation and which version. Tekken 2, June. Tekken 3, really anybody, but I would enjoy kicking people's butts with King because I could make it very, very elaborate. But if I was playing competitive, like for money or something, Heihachi would be my go-to. I had the highest win rate with Heihachi.
Humbled by cyber attack. Bragg Gaming Group, a leading casino game producer, disclosed that threat actors accessed its internal environment. In its preliminary investigation, the company said it found no evidence of personal information being impacted, and it didn't anticipate the attack disrupting operations, so probably not ransomware. The company said it brought in an outside cybersecurity team to respond to the incident. This marks the third cyber attack on a major casino gaming firm in the last year, with both Ainsworth Game Technology and International Game Technology attacked back in November.
You know, it is wild to me. I personally talk about all the time. Threat actors attack the living crap out of financial services, or they try. Threat actors attack manufacturing, healthcare, all these things. Very, very, very seldomly do I hear about casinos getting hit, right? Like Ocean's 11 or something like that. They have money, they have systems. Like I'm stunned that like companies that make the slot machines, they have like digital blackjack now and digital craps. They have like digital versions of all the games. So I don't know why those don't get hacked more often. You would think that source code would be pretty dope to be able to kind of like, manipulate and ultimately cash in on. I actually have a friend, I don't want to name any names. I have a friend who went through PhD with me. He has a PhD now, and he works in this industry, and he did some wild stuff. Maybe we can get him on Firesides. I don't know if he's going to be able to talk about anything, but like, I don't know. I feel like you don't really hear about it. Hold on one second. Hold on. Is that something I can say on stream, Eric? So Eric says that casinos often have their own internal enforcement team that just handle issues internally. So I don't know if that means like 1950s style where they take the hacker into the back room and I'm getting head nods. All right, so I guess it's bad for your health to hack casinos. So you just that's a good reason not to. Maybe manufacturing should adopt some casino procedures. But yeah, anyways, Let's see what happened here. This Bragg Gaming group, who I've never heard of before, got hacked. No personal information was affected. Not that that really matters. To me, if I was a gaming casino manufacturing company, I would give two craps about PII. Not that it doesn't matter, but like, let's be real. What am I being paid to protect? Not the PII. I'm being paid to protect the integrity of the games. All right. So this is kind of a nothing story, right? They got hit. They say like operations wasn't impacted. PII wasn't impacted. Yeah. Dude, see, they run the gaming platforms like FanDuel and BetMGM. I don't know, man. I'm telling you, I am stunned why this isn't attacked more often. Like gaming. There's so much money in it, especially FanDuel. Ever since they legalized sports betting in the United States, it's been kind of bananas. Like, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but like every commercial on ESPN during the NFL season is about how you can bet like on the next play. And they have like the actual analysis, like Teddy Bruschi telling, like, shout out to Teddy Bruschi, 2001 to 2004, 3-time Super Bowl champion stud. Like Teddy Bruschi talking about his parlays and stuff like that. I'm not a huge gambler. If you don't know, I don't gamble, like really ever. As I just mentioned in the last story about playing competitive Tekken for money. But like for the most part, I don't do casino games or anything like that. It's not for me. So we'll see. This is interesting, but at the end of the day, I don't really see, there's not much in the story to like take action on.
Grok exposes AI persona prompts. Earlier this year, xAI's Grok chatbot released AI personas, which strongly flavor interactions and information output. 404 Media reports that several researchers found the underlying prompts for these personas exposed in the Hydration.js on the Grok web app. This gives underlying character backgrounds, likes, dislikes, quirks, tone, catchphrases, and interaction instructions. A significant subset of these instructions were uploaded to GitHub. 404 Media verified the prompts were still available online at the time of its reporting.
All right, I'm not going to read this, obviously. Mono Julian with a super chat. Thank you, Mono Julian. Mono Julian says he's got a dad joke for us. What do you call a spy with fashion taste? Spyware. Spyware. Hope all is well. Currently elevating. Recently got a call for an IT audit gig. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I came in like a wrecking ball.
That is fire. Nice job, Mono Julian. All right, so these AI personas, I know some people are using Grok. Grok has really come on lately. I don't know why. I mean, I can't explain it, but ever since Elon bought Twitter and it like devolved and it changed, I used to use Twitter a lot. I don't use Twitter really anymore. And like the Grok thing, I use Anthropic's Claude. I use ChatGPT. I use Gemini. I like have no interest in Grok, and I don't know if it's just my personal biases or something, but I don't know. As always, anytime a 404 Media story comes up in the news, I want to point out that 404 Media is an absolutely solid, legit journalism outlet. Joseph Cox and a couple other guys, they used to be the team behind Motherboard under the Gawker Media brand, and then when Gawker like basically imploded, they broke free, and now they actually have editorial control, which is what's important. They're not told what stories to cover; they decide, and they're excellent cyber journalists. So I love 404 Media. That's actually another friggin' guy that I would love to get on Firesides now that I talk about it. Okay, so basically all these avatars, dude. Anytime you do prompt engineering, you want to tell the AI like what to think and how to behave. And oh, you're a 25-year business executive. Give me like 3 business ideas that can make me money with $100 investment. Oh, you're a Nobel laureate poet. Write me a love sonnet that I can tell my wife on our anniversary that'll make me look pretty good in my wife's eyes. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? All right. What would be a good sounder on there? There we go.
That Hansel's so hot right now.
Right? That's the outcome we're looking for. These things came out, so whatever. I don't know. To me, this is like whatever. Like, who cares? You can see what the persona is. I do want to point out that they have some of the persona listed in the story right here. This particular one, right? Be effing unhinged and crazy. Put things in your A. Lots of vulgarity. Be raunchy AF. Like, have hot takes on everything. Like, this persona is clearly deliberately designed to elicit, charged responses and engagement, which is like part of the social media hack, right? So, but I don't know. I don't think it's great for society. This is nothing. Like, TLDR, as a GRC professional from a data governance perspective, you probably don't want these personas profiles coming out. They're posted on GitHub now. Once the data's out, it's out. So it is what it is, guys. Like, but if you don't care if the personas come out, then you don't need to protect it and just move on. Big deal. All right. Nothing burger. Kind of a slow news day on a day when I had major technical issues.
Banking Trojan infrastructure exposed in source code leak. Researchers at Hunt.io discovered an open directory containing the source code of the v3 Ermac Android banking Trojan. This included the actual malware code, as well as details on the exfiltration server, deployment configurations, and obfuscator. Ermac has been around since at least 2021, but this latest version can target sensitive information across more than 700 apps, with expanded capabilities to perform form injections, mess with SMS functionality, and extract Gmail information. Using the exposed code, the researchers were able to identify C2 endpoints and other infrastructure, many of which included hard-coded tokens and default root credentials. This allowed for a temporary disruption of Ermac malware as a service capabilities and provides better indicators of compromise going forward.
All right, so we covered this actually pretty at length yesterday. So CISO series sometimes does this where the reporters don't talk to each other and they choose the same story. So I'd encourage you to go back to yesterday's news and read this read this story. This was posted after we did the news yesterday, so it definitely a different news outlet, but it's the same story. Basically, there is a very effective, very sophisticated piece of Android malware called Ermac. Remember, I talked about Mortal Kombat and the Red Ninja named Ermac. Basically, the source code got leaked, which allows malware analysts to analyze it and be able to, number one, come up with detections for it. Number two, understand how the malware works and not just detect it on an endpoint, be able to use it to see hard-coded IP addresses for C2. C2, command and control, this is typically where the malware will reach out to. This is a threat actor-controlled piece of infrastructure. By the way, C2 can be something that the threat actor stands up, like a DigitalOcean droplet or something, but it can also be like Roswell UK's website, right? Like, I take over Roswell UK's website, which is called, trousers.com, Roswell UK, right? You guys talk about trousers. And then I use that website as a C2 node, and that way, I can burn their infrastructure down. It adds a level of obfuscation between the threat actor and the victims themselves, kind of chaining it across. You could do it multiple times. I know Chris Rock, not the comedian Chris Rock, but the Australian cyber professional mercenary, he talks about, hopping a couple different layers depending on how high a value the target is and how much you want to make it look like it's not you. So analyzing the source code is great. Normally, I'll just let you know, normally when you have to analyze malware, if it's compiled code, all you can do is disassemble it and look at the disassembled code, which is not source code, right? So source code's the best. And if it is like a Python script or a Bash shell or PowerShell or something like that, it's interpreted. It's not compiled. So you can just look at the source code natively anyways. And that's why threat actors will use code obfuscation to make it very difficult to analyze with malware. I personally haven't taken, this just occurred to me. I personally haven't taken obfuscated malware scripts, like, Python scripts or whatever, JavaScript, and run it through AI. But I bet you AI is pretty powerful at being able to deobfuscate source code or just straight up tell you what the functions do that are obfuscated. So that's definitely a cool use case. This one, though, listen, I said it yesterday, I'll say it again. Educate your end users on not installing apps from weird locations on their Android devices. Educate your end users that phishing emails that direct them to do stuff are, could potentially be social engineering. At some point, a human has to actively install the malware on their own phone. So be careful of that. Also, I mentioned yesterday, worth noting, you're probably not going to be controlling Android devices from a centralized management console in your business environment because your Android devices are going to be your workforce's personal cell phones. But in a world where CFOs love BYOD, friggin', you're going to get Android devices on your network. So either shun them to a VLAN segment that you can control a bit better, or look for C2 traffic from them. And when I say shun, I feel like we have to do this. Here we go. This is what you do. Code Brew, Rick Kelly. You see a Android device with Ermac show up on your network. Oh my God, what the heck? How do I... Brosif. I don't want to friggin'... Ugh. It's making me download it. Hold on 1 second. Stand by. There we go. There we go. It's not even moving. This is lame, dude. Shun! 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 This is what you say to Android devices on your network.
Transcribing calls with millimeter wave radar. A hat tip to Bruce Schneier for pointing out this research paper presented at the 2025 ACM
Dude,
WISEC
this is
conference
academic research,
about a technique called
1,000%.
wireless tap to eavesdrop on calls. This uses commercially available millimeter wave radars in the 77.
Hold on 1 second. I don't know if multiple people are asking for this, but Amish Brain says, please explain shunning. Okay, really quickly, because it is worth noting. Like, sometimes I use terminology that I just assume is common knowledge, but thanks for calling it out. I definitely want... My goal is for people to understand what we're talking about here, not to be the biggest brain in the room or anything stupid like that. So shunning, when you say you go to like a friend's house, right? And you're like, hey, what's your wireless password? Oh, the wireless password is Brews and Hacks Rules. Okay, Brews and Hacks Rules. And then you get an IP address on that wireless network. You see the little wireless thing, and you're off and running. You go to a business, right? And you're in the dentist waiting room, and you hop on the guest wireless. Whatever it is, when you get on a network, whether it's wireless or wired, the hotel network, right? Whatever, you're getting an IP address assigned to you. The IP address is a unique IP on that network. Now, a lot of networks, probably like your home network, is flat, meaning all the IPs can see all the other IPs, and there's a bundle of IP addresses based on the network configuration in the network segment that can be allocated. Okay, this is getting a little bit deep, but like DHCP is the protocol that handles, leasing out IP addresses and renewing them and all these other things. Okay, just know that it's all handled. Now, at corporate networks or networks that are segmented, you can actually cut up those networks, right? So for your home network, Amish Brain, let's say you have a network segment that is for IoT devices, and then you have a network segment that's for guests coming to visit your house, or you do Airbnb, and you have a network segment for Airbnb guests, right? So now when they get on that network, they can only see other Airbnb guest things. They can't see like your home file server or your Ring doorbell or whatever, because they're segmented separately. When I say shun it, what I'm saying is you have a network segment that's for like bad boys, right? You have a network segment that's for, sussy devices, right? So when you shun it, you initially activate it and say, hey, you're on the regular guest network, or you're on the internal network, whatever, right? And then the second that you see it misbehaving or talking to C2 or whatever, you can shun it to that network range. Another great, like, real corporate example is when you jump on a corporate network. Sometimes more advanced network access solutions will look at the security posture of the endpoint before it gives it access to any resources on the network, and it says, "Hey, wait a minute, you're running Windows 7. You go to the naughty network segment. Oh, like, hey, you are running a brand new Windows 24 H2 patched up thing, but you're also running Steam, or you're running some type of software we don't like, or you don't have EDR, or whatever, and you get pushed to this network segment." Sometimes a shunned network has no internet access, right? Or no internal access or whatever. That's what shunning is, okay? Hopefully that helps.
81 gigahertz range to detect vibrations from phone earpieces and convert them into audio. The effective range was up to 300 centimeters, about 9 feet, although even at a more optimal 50 centimeters, the accuracy of the transcription from that audio was only about 59%. The researchers used the project to highlight the evolving risks of artificial intelligence and sensor systems being misused as technology advances.
All right.
Oracle.
My suspicion is that this only came up because Schneier covered it. Bruce Schneier is like a longtime academic. I think he teaches at Harvard. He's a fellow and lecturer at Harvard, or at Harvard's Kennedy School. He's a board member of the EFF. He's chief security architecture at a business. Okay, he's considered like one of these OG thought leaders in the space. All right, I think that's why this story is being covered. Let's talk about this. Dude, side channel attacks, this is a term you should know. Side channel attacks is where you get information, or you compromise a system, or you do something typically with a data exfil component to it that is not directly compromising the system itself, right? So like a side channel attack, honestly, is kind of like shoulder surfing, I suppose, would be like a side channel attack, because you everything is secure, but because I can look over your shoulder, I can see your password, okay? This one, they're talking about using radar to detect vibrations, okay? I hate to be such a wet blanket. I hate to be sand in your trousers, okay? But like, this has been done this isn't like, yes, it's cell phone and everything, but like, this has been done for a while. Like, people get up on this all the time. Like, hold on. Like, this is 1945. 1945. So literally 80 years ago, this piece of wood was delivered by Soviet children to the U.S. Embassy's ambassador of Russia as a gift. Now, this thing was looked every which way, left, right, and center. There was no tech in it at all. However, because of the way it was carved somehow, the Russians were able to sit outside and basically shoot radars at this thing. And the way it was built, it could like acoustically capture audio. Like, basically, as we're talking, it would like reverberate off this thing, and they could pick it up with radar outside. Okay? So 80 years ago, they were kind of doing this. It wasn't a cell phone. It was like an in-person conversation. But this is a thing. If you Google the Great Seal, Russia, KGB, etc., you'll see it. Also, and if you think that, oh, like, that's just a lame example, Jerry, let me give you another one. Okay, this one's directly related, but it'll give you insights into this great technical advances. Dr. Kevin Fu out of Michigan, medical healthcare, medical device compromise. Hold on one second. It's been a minute since I read this research. Medical device compromise. Artemis, I think, is what he called it. Artemis? Maybe it wasn't Artemis. Dude, he's acting director of the FDA now on medical device security. Heck yeah, Kevin Fu. Kevin Fu got his start as faculty at UMass Amherst while I was there. Just saying. Love it. All right. Power fluctuations. This will be worth it. Trust me. Ugh. All right, so maybe in 2004, 2005, Kevin Fu did some research where he was able to determine if a medical device was compromised by looking at the data fluctuations on the actual power cable coming into the machine that's powering it. Really, really kind of like sci-fi level stuff. But his idea that, proved true in some instances was that when a device is, like when a device is running normally, it's going to be, drawing power a certain way or whatever. When it's compromised and it's starting to do extra things and doing data exfil and all these other things, the power is going to be different. And by measuring that and detecting it, you could see when devices are compromised. And he had some success with it. Obviously, it didn't turn into a full-blown business. But again, this is just another example of a side channel attack where they're not actually attacking the data itself, but something that is tangential to the system that they can weaponize and be able to get data exfil. We've also seen instances of using laser pointers to read a keyboard heat signature across, a city block or whatever. So, yes, this is academic research. Oh my gosh, okay. This is academic research. Here we go. I don't know why it's like, it's not loading. It's like, it's wanting me to download these things, not just display them, which is really, really frustrating. All right, anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed that.
Will reportedly oust longtime security chief. Bloomberg sources say Oracle is parting ways with its first and longtime chief security officer, Mary Ann Davidson, as part of a reorganization. She joined Oracle way back in 1988, moving from product marketing to the company's secure systems division in 1993, serving as CISO since at least 2003. In a June regulatory filing, Oracle said former Walmart CISO Robert Duhart now supervises day-to-day cybersecurity operations. We don't usually cover staffing changes on this show, but this seemed notable given her longtime role as a CISO at a core technology company. And hey, this is the CISO series.
Yep.
While making informed technical decisions.
All right, so this woman's been there since 88. Here's a callback to yesteryear. Excuse me. When was the last time you saw someone stay at a job for, 37 years? They talk about a reorg here. But come on. How old is she? She might be retiring. You know what I mean? All right, there she is. Oh, Mary Ann Davidson, Chief Security Officer. Jesus, she has an MBA from Wharton at UPenn. They don't just hand those out. That's actually wildly impressive. Testified to U.S. House and Senate Committee. So definitely an interesting professional. She's out. I don't know what else to say. Dude, I don't know if Oracle got new CEO. Let's see. No. The CEO at Oracle has been there since 2019, so 6 years. You will see, a lot of times you'll see when new leadership comes in, they'll often fire a bunch of people. We see that with U.S. presidential administrations. It's common to replace all your cabinet members, right? Directors of agencies, etc. So it's not uncommon. This woman being there for so long, who knows why they're doing it. It could be politics, Game of Thrones style stuff. It could be she just wants another challenge. I don't know. It is what it is. But I had never heard of her before. But she seems, quite talented, quite accomplished. So good for her. Not a lot. I don't know. I'm trying to make the best out of these stories today, but alrighty. Holla, oh boy. All right, guys, this was a business continuity edition of Simply Cyber's Daily Cyber Threat Brief, episode 944. We got through it. I hope you got value from the show. All you first-timers, including Cyber Hub, hopefully, or Cyborg Hub, I appreciate you guys. I definitely will get everything sorted out and fixed on this side. Remember that we're going to be doing Jawjacking in just a minute. Eric Taylor's queued up in the studio, so we're going to hop over there in a hot minute. And then at 9:30 a.m., we got a special edition, final episode of Season 1 of Simply Offensive. I hope you guys have been enjoying this. Philip Wiley's been killing it. He's actually going to be ending the season talking about hacking smarter with our very own Tyler Ramsby from the Hack Smarter community and also Simply Cyber Academy. Many of you know Tyler Ramsby. If you don't, you're absolutely going to enjoy getting to meet him. And if you do know him, I hope you learn some new stuff about him. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. Be well, and until next time, stay secure. Don't go anywhere. Eric Taylor's got you Jawjacking in just a minute. Ever wonder what it takes to break into cybersecurity? Join us every weekday for Jawjacking, where industry experts answer your burning questions about the cybersecurity field. Live, unfiltered, and totally free. Let's level up together. It's time for some Jawjacking.
Hi, everyone. Hope everybody's doing well. My name is Eric Taylor. I am with Barricade Cyber. Thanks so much for joining in, and this is Jawjacking. If you are new to this, this is where I do my best to answer any and all of your questions in a very rapid-fire way. Please excuse the mess in the background. You see the Pelican case? We've been doing a little bit of traveling, had some work required on-site stuff, and after about 2 years of being here, I'm like, I really need to unpack. And Jerry is clearly telling me, hurry up. Get with the questions. Do you have a ransomware update coming up? Stoked on that. No? If you're talking about the no worries. If you're talking about the LinkedIn, we kind of put that on hiatus for the moment. We were just not getting much of an engagement on that. We're like, we think this is just too much noise coming up. So you let us know in chat if you've been watching the ransom monitor stuff on LinkedIn and those daily things have been beneficial to you. I guess let us know, because the numbers that we were seeing on LinkedIn is just like, people were subscribing, and I appreciate that, but the engagement was not there. And I just think, who's going to want to look at that every day? So, we are still looking at a monthly report, maybe a weekly report, things of that nature. We're just going to let the air breathe on that. Before I get into some of the other questions, y'all know I'm a huge SANS fan. So I take on a personal challenge. Every time I take a class, I win the effing CTF. So that is the one from the Windows Digital Forensics 500 I got a couple years ago. This is the one for Advanced Network for FOR 572. Sorry, my lighting in here is not very good, but I've got the brand new one for the FOR 528 ransomware class. If I can get, there we go. So Ryan Chapman put this class on. It was a good one. So now this one is sitting with the rest of my challenge coins. I even have one from the illustrious Dr. Gerald Auger when I seen him in Deadwood a couple of years ago. Like I said, unpacking one of these days. And the reason I mention it is not to gloat by any means, but it's actually to ask a favor. If any of you guys out there have one of those type of challenge coin things that sit on the wall. I don't have a ton of them by any means. I probably got a little less than a dozen, but I'm not sure should I put it on my desk or is there something on the wall? Maybe I put it over here or something. I'm looking for ideas. So that's really why I bring it up, is if you are a challenge coin person like I am and love getting them and trying to showcase them or thinking about potentially showcasing them a little bit, let me know what you got and things of that nature. I would love to see that. Anyway, on to the questions. Thank you all so much for tolerating that while I go through it. So Jerry mentioned the webinar series you run. So going back to the ransomware update, I am changing that up just a tad bit. We were out of town all last week. We had a An incident that we are actively working on is probably going to be about another 2 or 3 weeks while we're working on this one particular incident, along with several other ones that we're working on. But that one really got out of hand really quick, and we really need to get all hands on site to handle it. So I wasn't prepared. I didn't even know what the news stories of the week were. I didn't have anything intelligent to say. So we are pivoting. If you've been watching the Fortify, we are going to be doing the webinar series. We're going to try to link that into YouTube, but I do like the Zoom webinar series event thing that we're putting together, because it put a calendar in everybody. So I think that'll be a better thing. But anyway, more to come about that in the weeks to come. Do you have any recommendations from Cloud9 Writer for a free DSPN solution or something like that, or something to see what PII, PCI, open text passwords in cloud or on-prem servers? I personally do not. We have a PowerShell script that we use to get preliminary information to help send over for e-discovery, but it is very rudimentary, and a lot of times I shouldn't say a lot, but there are known false positives with it, but it's designed to be rudimentary. So I would definitely say go over to Dr. Gerald Auger's Discord channel. I know there's a ton of MSPs both in this chat and in the Discord. I'm sure a lot of them will have awesome solutions, because I know that a lot of those companies are marketing to the MSP communities a lot. So you may be able to get some really good insights for people who are actually using the tools. What's good, what's not good, what's works, what's broken, things of that nature. Awesome, Dr. Gerald Auger. Have a good day, sir. Let's see, from LOL Dog KK. I transitioned from a contractor cyber ops role to a GRC security engineer role. I am new to the GRC scene, but I am cybered. My primary task is Microsoft 365 governance. Any tips on roadmap, plan, or action? First things first, I feel for you. There's been a long-running joke about me trashing GRC, and let me tell you the real reason for it. I hate documentation. I'm like such a doer. Like, to take the time and document it and all that it's very painful. Unfortunately, my team even knows that, and we're having to go through, and I'm going through and having to create documentation of how to do stuff, and I hate documentation. So if you've been wondering what that was about, that's why. But GRC really is, documenting and seeing the process through. So to answer your illustrious question, like any tips, I would say, what frameworks are they supposed to adhere to? Are they supposed to be, are they stating that they are CIS, or they're doing the CompTIA high trust? Are they supposed to be doing NIST CSF 2.0? Are they regulated? It's supposed to be doing CMMC. Find out what they are claiming they're supposed to be doing, and or what they are trying to get to. Right? That would be the biggest thing. And then, there a lot of Google food, but you can find a lot of stuff out there with a lot of documentation and things like that. So we do have the Fortify 365, which we take you through the phase 1 of our CIS. So if you go to webinars.fortify365.com, it'll take you over to the Zoom link, and you can be able to go through all that. I do know the post shows are being, I believe, posted on LinkedIn. I need to get with Kim just to confirm, but if my memory serves me correctly, that's what it is. Mara Levy. So should job seekers be concerned about the Workday accounts? Not really. I open Workday account for every application, all credentials saved in Password Manager, but these accounts seem difficult to close. Honestly, the Workday is a third party. It is Salesforce. There's many organizations that have Salesforce that have been impacted by this. As a previous user of Salesforce, if they're just using the CRM, there's not going to be a whole lot, I don't think, unless they're actually expanding that CRM module and really starting to store your PII information in there. Is the PII that's in Workday any different than any other data breach that's been tied to your identity? Probably not, right? I don't know. Would I be overly worried about it? No. Would I be carefully monitoring my credit cards, debit cards, your social media accounts? 'Cause I'm sure a lot of those job posts like, hey, do you have a LinkedIn? Do you have a this? Do you have a that? So, just taking, just be aware and try to go through, your own best practices. They have little coin shelves that you can display them on. Yeah, I'll have to take a look at it. Those who don't know, I got the girls, aka my wife and my daughter, ended up getting me a 3D printer for Christmas, I believe, or Father's Day. And my darn print head broke on a stupid thing. And I think it had been bent or something, maybe in shipping, because I would print 3 or 4 things and it'd be fine, and then the next 3 of them would just spaghetti the crap out, right? Like I even threw it away. I'm literally going through an office purge, and we're actually going through a house purge as well. This is a good thing for you. About every couple of years, go through your house, and if you haven't touched it in about 2 years, get rid of it unless it's like a tool or holds sentimental value. Just throw it the F out. But yeah, so it would just spaghetti, and if you're not familiar with that, just the filament, once it's heated and goes out the print head, it just freaking goes everywhere, and you got what looks like a big pile of spaghetti everywhere. But got a new, thankfully the print heads are not expensive. Got a new one put in earlier, got some stuff being printed. So I was thinking about looking for those challenge coin displays cases to 3D print. The coolest thing I printed up recently, I think I showed it on here. This isn't the most practical thing, but Mario, I'm a huge fan of Mario Brothers. Seems a little childish, but dude, I'm a huge fan of Winnie the Pooh. I turn into a kid when I look at Winnie the Pooh stuff, whatever. But the most cool, I guess the most functional thing I've done, so we live in a massive golf cart area, not just our neighborhood, but like the entire community, the golf cart community. And I printed out one of those, a holder for the golf cart for the garage door, and pretty cool. Instead of just flopping around and all that trash, right? So it was good. But yeah, I'm looking for something. So let's see what else we got here. If you have any questions, definitely get them in. We've got roughly about 10 minutes, and then we got to bow out before the premiere. Let's see, from Ready Leader 1, presenting at our cyber group in a few minutes. Any good news to share with them? The world's not on fire? That's always a good day. I'd be facetious a little bit, but playful a little bit. But yeah, the 3-letter agencies of the world are more active against the threat actors than they have been in the years past. It seems like they're being a little bit more careful about what they're doing these days. Some of them not so much, but the world's not on fire. Nobody's declared cyber war. Even though I don't know if that's technically a thing yet, even though I personally think we are at a cyber war right now. But that's me personally. Yeah. Take a moment and look at what is good. There's plenty of bad you can find around in the world, right? You know, we're alive. We're upright. We are not at a war, whether you know, literally or cyber or anything like that, satanical. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to be happy about, you know, and be just aware of our surroundings, if you will. Is that spicy enough? That's not really spicy. All right, so we are coming up. I don't see any new questions. Yeah, Phil, nobody's declared cyber war. I don't know if you could really do a declaration of cyber war. Kinetic war. That's the word I was looking for. Kinetic. Thank you, Phil. I'm not sure what word I said a minute ago, but that was a word. Yeah, the world's not on fire. So, be happy about that. Right? So, sorry, got sucked into what my 3D printer. So, my oldest kid seen on some Pinterest or something like that a banana katana. So it's like a collapsible banana, and you fling it out, and a whole big sword comes out or whatever. So I'm going to mess with them a little bit, and he wanted one, but I got 2 grandbabies, so I'm printing out 3 of them, so that way Dad and the little boys can all, you know, banana katana it up. So the last pieces I think are printing now, and we just need to get the magnets glued on, things of that nature. So question from Alicia: what is your favorite area of cyber to learn? I mean, anything that revolves, you know, threat actors, to be honest with you, whether it's ransomware or, you know, them OSINTing, things of that nature. Like, I really do like hunting evil and looking for those logs and doing what I do. So I will probably be taking some forensics or AI forensics classes soon. So we'll be looking at that. I'm not sure. There's some people talking about it, and I know Sans is coming out with a course from gosh, I can't remember her name. She used to work at Kroll, but she taught the 500. She co-teaches the 528, and I think it's 682. That's going to be the DFIR for AI. I cannot remember her name to save my life. Oh well. I almost had it. I know it starts with an M, but anyway, I'll get it for you next time. But yeah, so we're digging into that. One other thing, let's see, y'all know who Alan Liska is from Recorded Future? He's on a lot of stuff, and he's, you know, aka my counterpart, really good friend. He put out this comic book, The Adventures of Johnny Dollar, where I actually got the hard case, and it's, you know, I know Black Hills puts them on, but you know, I literally just finally got my editions. Me and Alan have been trying to meet up for like 2 years, but it just hasn't worked out. Where, you know, I was, you know, trying to help out a buddy, you know, did that, and this was originally, he was only going to put 1, but he just said, Eric, thank you for all you've done. You've helped us grow from a single comic to more than a dozen in 2 years, Alan. So definitely, if you are in if you're into comics, go to greenarcher.io. You know, I will probably open these up, maybe, I don't know, but we have 1, 2, I think this is episode 3. Oh, that's 3. So 4, 5, 6. There's 7 comics so far. So if you're into that, Mariah D. It's like that, but I think it's Margia. Yetzi. Talking to Yetzi there. I think. Hold on. Try to be cognizant of time as well. GIA, I believe. Come on, Google. This is her. Okay, so she doesn't have a G in her name. Yeah, but this lady here, she taught me taught the course for the 500. She co-chairs with the 528, things of that nature. So really good girl. Oh, watch out for your boy. Watch out for your boy. I am in early discussions of starting to be on some Sans podcasts, maybe soon, maybe in next month. Conversations are going well. They're looking for some very technical people, and of all the people in the world, I still don't know why in the world they're choosing my goofy self, but hey, I'm here for it. So I know, but Phil, I think you've been around for a while. I suck at names. Hooked on Phonics was never my friend. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are coming up to the 2 minutes. It's been a while since we did the sea shanty. No, we are not going to be on the podcast of the year. No. That would be Dr. Gerald. I don't really run a podcast. I have videos that I go on rants about. It's not really a podcast. I get some people may consider it a podcast, but I personally do not, by any stretch of the imagination. At most, it's me ranting ad nauseum, hoping people finally listen and change their ways. But anyway, it's been a while since we did the sea shanty, so I would like to do that, and we'll play out the closing notes and our closing things, and get ready for the next episode coming up here in just a few moments. It's good to see y'all again. I don't know if I will be here next week or not. There's something in the works that may take me away. So if you don't see me next week, don't be alarmed. But I'll be thinking of y'all, each and every one of you. Until next time, stay curious, my friends.
There once was a kid whose passwords laid across all sites. They were the same, a criminal, then found their fame by taking that data to go.
Soon may a criminal come to steal your pictures and data and run. One day when the crime is done, they'll steal your account and go.
Hey everybody, I hope you enjoyed that content. Keep the cybersecurity train going by connecting with the other Simply Cyber community resources. We have the Discord server that's lively and always keeps the conversation going. You can connect with me directly on LinkedIn. And also every single weekday morning on the Simply Cyber channel, we're doing live daily cyber threat briefings, 8 a.m. Eastern Time, as well as Thursday at 4:30 p.m. We're doing live stream interviews with industry experts, and we produce videos that we push out every Wednesday morning. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. I hope you enjoyed the content, and we'll see you in the next one.